That was fun.
Fun, right? I'm gonna jump right in. Lee, I'll start with you. Can you tell us, Empire's been running on all cylinders. It's such an incredible show. What made you want to do another series set in the music world?
I wanted to push it further. Come here. Do I need a mic?
Yeah.
I need a mic.
I don't know if it works.
Just wanted to push it.
Yeah. That's great. Well.
Hello. I wanted to push it further. I wanted to, I believe that we were in it when I wrote the show. We were in Taraji and Terrence and I all have kids that are 21-ish, boys, and we were concerned about our kids. And I felt that this is pre-Trump or anything, I felt that we were at civil war. We were getting ready to go to civil war. Okay. And I felt that this was gonna, and I've been misquoted because of it many times and misunderstood because of it many times. But I felt that we needed, the world needed to see the LGBTQ community and race in a different way. And I think that this is my way of addressing the world that we're living in today through music.
Okay. I want to speak to that for a second because what I love so much about Star and obviously Empire is how you are bringing people of color in the LGBT community to light in a way that I don't think a lot of us get to see, a lot of us get exposed to. I still remember, just to talk very fondly of Empire for a second, I remember the first time I saw Jamal and I sat there and I had tears in my eyes because I wished that I saw a guy like that growing up on TV at all. So I really do thank you for that. And I thank you for what you do for Star. But to ask the actual question here, why does it seem as if Hollywood is a little bit further behind when it comes to representing those faces of color within our community? And I want everybody to chime in on that question, by the way. Of color, yes.
Of color?
Yeah.
I don't know that we're behind. I don't know that we're behind. I think that Empire sort of set the foundation to say, we're here, we're queer, we ain't going no fucking place. So, I know. You know what I mean? So,
all right, so if you take you out of the equation, there's not a lot of...
I don't really know that we're behind. I never look at myself, if I thought that we were behind,
right.
I just do me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I can't think, everybody has a tendency to say, well, you know one thing, we are, the Hollywood is racist, or Hollywood is homophobic, or whatever. I define who Hollywood is, to me. So I knock the wall down and make sure that it's what it is that I want to see. Okay. Does that make any sense?
It does, yeah. It does, yeah. I appreciate that, yeah. But, the reason I asked that is I just felt as if before there was Empire, there was not much on
There
TV.
wasn't. That's
so
the reason.
that,
That's the
yeah,
reason
so
why.
That's the reason why.
That's what I would
And even
want.
so, even more so for Star, I think. I think for Star, it was about pushing it even further to show us in a different light even further.
Okay. For the ladies that play Big Trouble, can you tell us a little bit about the challenges? Can you tell us a little bit about the challenges of developing your character, but you're also performing every week, you're singing, you're dancing, so that's a lot going on. So tell us a little bit about the challenges of juggling those two worlds.
The two worlds of, I'm so sorry. He was like telling me how to work the mic as you were asking that question. Can you ask it one more time?
Juggling the world of, you're developing your characters, but you're also singing and dancing. So talk about the challenges of moving between those two. Am I giving you too much?
Make sure you push the button. Push the bottom button.
Bottom button.
Yes.
No, I think it's working.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Hey! I think that it's definitely been challenging, for sure, doing all the dancing and singing, and then also developing a character that comes out as soon as we finish an episode. But I think that we've all kind of figured out how to juggle it, and we kind of trust ourselves, and we trust the writers, and we trust Lee to make sure that we give the best performance possible. So it's been really exciting, very challenging, and I think that we've grown a lot as people, or at least I know I have. So it's been really cool.
Yeah, and I want to add too that this is like the three of us first big thing, you know. So like doing a show where it's all three of us being leads. This is our first time, so this is normal for us, I guess now because we haven't experienced the normal, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, it feels great. It's fun to us, and we love going to work. It doesn't feel like work really when we're doing it.
My next question is for you, Amaya. A great thread of the series.
Wait, Star's gonna chime in.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay. She's in the group.
I really feel like they covered it. I mean, as far as developing our characters and being ready to do the musical numbers. I think that Ryan is definitely right. Ignorance is bliss. This is our first thing, so we, people always act like it must have been really hard to balance all of it for us. Like she was saying, it's just the first thing it's the first thing we've done. It's what we're used to. I think the most challenging part of it is remembering that you're an actress first, that you're in character first, and that the musical numbers are part of your role, they're part of your character, and not to let that ever override, the character development and the focus on that. That's all I can say.
So Maya, this question is for you. The role of Cotton is so integral to the show, and it's a really great storyline that we've been seeing with Cotton and her mother, Scarlata. Tell us about when you first saw the script. How did you want to approach the role of Cotton? Is there anything from your upbringing that you brought to the role? Talk to us about that.
Wait, is it on? Yeah. Well, Cotton and I do have many similarities. I think that anyone or everyone who transitions, we all have, in a way, we travel down similar paths. I mean, though each one is personal to us, at the same time, we all face a lot of the same struggles. So within reading the script, it was so many things that related to my life. It was so many tearjerkers. So many, yeah, better? Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. Just reading the script, it was so many moments that brought forth so many strong emotions from me, and I think that it was personal on so many different levels. Thankfully, I have been through that situation, but I'm kind of further along in my transition than Cotton, not as much as physically, but with the acceptance from my family and things like that. But I can, in fact, relate to what she was going through. So I think reading it was almost scary in a sense because it would take me back. The thing about transitioning is that we're always moving forward. So you have to keep in mind that the goal is never to go backwards. So in many situations during the show, I had to step away from who I was personally to tell a story that needed to be told. And it was difficult at times, but I knew that it was for the greater good. So I went with it.
And you did such a beautiful job in the role, by the way. I just wanted to say that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you are the second trans actress to anchor a major show. Is that?
No, I'm the first.
The first?
Yeah.
The first? Correct me. Thank you. Thank you.
It's no competition at all, and I'm so thankful for anyone who helps me, our community advance. But if I'm not mistaken, I am the first trans woman to play a trans character on primetime television.
All right, that is incredible. And I did want to ask, what is the reaction from the community been? Have you been hearing a lot from people?
Here, I'm sorry, I said to play, I meant to star in.
To star, yes.
It's Outfest.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Tell us what the reaction from the community has been.
It's been amazing. Just the support has been unreal. Just to read through my messages or my DMs or to have people come up, and the thing about it is, it's not just from our community, and that's what was so powerful to me. It's older men, fathers who come and say that your strength inspires me. It's young girls who say that they love Cotton, and it's so much. Don't get me wrong, I'm doing it for my community, but I think that it's amazing to inspire so many people who not only live a lifestyle, but who can relate to certain things and characteristics and strengths and struggles that Cotton goes through.
Ms. Lawrence, I'm gonna ask you this next. We fell in love with you on Real Housewives. Did not know that you could act and act so well, so it's been fun watching you. Tell us about creating Ms. Bruce and what kind of conversations you had with Lee about what kind of character that was gonna be.
Well, I have to give credit to Mr. Daniels for creating Miss Bruce. The way Miss Bruce looks, the image of Miss Bruce was a collaborative effort. I listened to Lee and what it was that he wanted, and I had to go and search and remember my upbringing and who I encountered as a child and the type of people or the type of black gay men that were like Miss Bruce. And I was able to tap in, and I had to be careful not to judge who Miss Bruce is. Miss Bruce is very ratchet, she stays in everybody's business. She stays in everybody's business, and she likes to stir shit up, But understand that it comes from, what I know about Miss Bruce is that Miss Bruce is a very hurt person because she's never been given a fair shot. And hurt people. And so that makes her nothing like Miss Lawrence. I feel very privileged to be able to play or to act as Miss Bruce because I think that story needs to be told to dispel and dismantle bifurcation within our own community as well as the outside community, the straight community.
And this question is for anyone on the stage. What do you all think Star gets right about LGBTQ representation, and where would you like to see the show go in future episodes, since it has been renewed for a second season? Congrats, by the way.
Thank you.
It's for anyone can chime in on that one.
I know what I want to do, but I'm curious what the cast wants to know, where it wants to go.
I want Star's second season and our third season and our fourth season and so on to do what it did first season, but times 10. Yeah. More great music, more of Cotton, being, displaying what truth and honesty is and not being afraid to confront the world with her reality and Big Trouble. Big Trouble. I would love to see them make, #1 hit records and, things of that nature. I would love to see Miss Bruce come out of the salon, Miss Bruce take on the world and no longer be afraid of the way people perceive her and know that the world is hers and the world loves her. And as long as she gives that back, she'll be a star like Big Trouble.
I think when you look,
You're good, you don't.
When you look at our white girl here, Jude, you look at our biracial girl here, Brittany, you look at our chocolate brown girl here, Ryan, when you look at Ms. Bruce, when you look at Cotton, when you look at Carlotta, when you look at even the Hispanic Eva, who was created based on All About Eve. I don't know whether you've seen that classic. Don't say you gay if you ain't seen the classic. You're embarrassed. When you look at Aiel, that is the world that we're living in today. And that is, it is important for me as a storyteller to tell the world that we're living in today. It is the world that I live in, it's the world that I know, and I'm here to tell it to you every Wednesday. Through music, through fun. We're in some very difficult times right now, where people up on this stage are all hated, all of us, for whatever reason. And it's time, as I said earlier, the reason for Star was to heal. And I hope that we're doing that in a small way. And even if I can change one person's attitude to stop the crime, to stop the hatred, then I'm doing my job.
I want to add one thing. When Lee said that the show brings healing, it is so true. I met a gentleman, and he came up to me, a very hyper-masculine guy, came up to me, probably in his 30s, and he told me that...
Was he cute?
Very handsome, but I wasn't cruising him. I wasn't, no. And he told me that, he said, I watched Star, and I want to say thank you for your character, and I'm so thankful for this show because because of the show and who you are, it caused my father to call me and actually have a conversation for the first time ever about my sexuality. And in that space, I said, wow, this show and what we're doing, it has already served its purpose. And so I know if that happened at the beginning of first season, at the beginning of this first season, I can only imagine what it would do for the future of the show. And to go back to your original question, what else would I like to see? I would like to change the idea and the lens of what people think gay is and the types of gay. People, I want people to understand the entire spectrum. Most people, most of society, they know the gay man, they know the drag queen, they know the transgender. But we oftentimes skip over the gender non-conforming or the gender fluid individuals such as myself. And I'm very thankful that Lee was courageous enough to put Miss Bruce and Cotton into the same space, because now we can start that conversation.
Right.
Now people don't have to wonder or be afraid of exactly who Miss Bruce is or who Cotton is or why. I think people will get to see that we are just beings and we all want the same thing. And I think that's what's so unique about the show. If you dig deep and understand and pay attention, we all want the same thing. We all want success. We all want happiness. We all want love. And, you know, that is what will be the future, and what is Star, and that will also continue to be the future of Star.
You should better speak.
All right. Is it okay if I take one or two questions from the audience? If there are any. Does anyone here have any questions? You right there?
Well, I have a question.
You want to stand up for us? Maybe.
Speak up, my son.
Speak up a little bit.
I have a question. So, I want to know whether or not you guys are gonna like add more like LGBT like friendly people of color, because I know there's a lot of like things going on right now, you know, in our community with, you know, who as president, and I just want, you know, to have more stuff for the people.
How much more can I put in here?
We should have a ball.
What'd you say?
A ball.
A ball?
On the show?
On the second, we had a second.
But like Miss Bruce hosts a ball.
Well, we had a fantasy
But
during
like
the
an
second.
actual, like, not.
ball?
fan-
Maybe.
A ball.
What are you about to
I
say?
wanted to focus on one thing in particular that, like, well, fashion. That's always been the thing for me, and I feel like I've always been bullied in school and stuff, you know, and I really want to focus on that. I feel like she is doing a good job, and I just really hope that you guys like go in the direction of like helping to, how can I say this, like helping to like just start a new platform for gays, because I feel like a lot of us, they don't understand when we do
Let me stop. I think the platform it's been set with this show already. You know.
That's my PC.
Yeah, it's been set. It's been set with this show. I think I don't think anywhere in history, in film history, have you seen someone like Miss Bruce on primetime television or a transgender beautiful actress on primetime television. So I think the foundation is set. Now it is for you to take that and believe, and use it to believe, and not worry about what Trump thinks. And understand that we are already great. America is already great. It's greater than it's ever been because we're able to sit here and show an episode that is on primetime television with African American actors and actresses.
And also we're dealing with subject matter. Subject matter too, we're talking about, you know, Star being beaten.
Yes.
And how is this tough broad? She's tough as nails. Why is she being beaten? We're dealing with racial issues. We're dealing with what's it like to be half black and half white? What is that really like, America?
Yeah.
Yes.
One more, right here.
I just feel like I'm Bruce because I feel like that my personality is just so authentic, and it's like I might not be gay, but I feel like sometimes that people can't receive me because I'm just this little country girl from Alabama, you know. And by the way, you inspired me to write. I'm almost finished with my script, so people like you, Tyler Perry, and I just want to thank you because before we didn't have nothing like this. Like he was saying, we didn't have this. So I just want to thank you for letting the world see, you know. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You are in debt to your character. You need to tell the story that is written for you. This is not your life story. So my advice to you would be to act, and whatever character is brought to you, put your spin on it, but you still have to be that character, like, you know,
And
because it's
further-
not a personal reflection of you.
And further to that, I purposely wrote the one black girl in the script as an atheist.
Yeah.
The one black girl in the script is an atheist, which is a contradiction in itself. Because I don't really know any young black girls that are atheists. Do you know what I mean? So it's acting.
Yeah.
I'll wrap it up there. Wait, sorry. Can we just take this one over here?
Thank
you.
How does our
She ain't an atheist.
No, I'm not. Let's put that out there for one. How do we relate to them?
How do they relate to yourselves?
Right. Alex, I feel like me and her are very determined, very ambitious, and we just really, at the end of the day, I mean, throughout everything, her being an atheist and her being hella bougie, you know, at the end of the day, she is like a good person inside and that has a good heart. It's just taking a bit, you know, for her to actually open up to everybody and, you know, have people see her for who she actually is. I can relate to that too a lot of times. I mean, you know, I'm a very introverted person sometimes, and sometimes people don't really, you know who I actually am and know my heart until, you know, time passes on and they really get to see me and get to know who I am. So yeah, those types of things. And we both love fashion. A lot.
Oops, sorry.
I think that's the end.
I think the one thing that Simone and I have in common, well, this is the first time I'm actually playing my own race on television. I am biracial. My mother's African American, my dad is white. And so I usually play Latin women. The other thing I think I have in common with Simone is I think Simone has a really, really big heart. I think she's sensitive and I think she's intuitive. And I have a really, really big heart and I care a lot about the people around me and love people dearly. And I think that Simone really cares about the people in her life, and the thing that matters the most to me is the people that I love and the people who are in my life over anything. So that's what we have in common.
Oh. Look at that. Star and I have a lot in common. And you know, I guess it starts with her ambition and her she's the opposite. She's an extrovert. I'm an extrovert. She's loud and I'm loud. And so I understand her sometimes. I understand her foolhardiness, her I think the main thing I understand about Star is how she can be so, what are these called? Have blinders on so heavy that she doesn't see the people around her. She doesn't see what's going on around her. And she speaks before she thinks. I was very much like that when I was a teenager. I just wanted this so badly. I wanted that one thing so badly, and I went full force for it. And it ended up getting me here, but it also ended up, you know, I learned a lot of lessons really hard, and Star learns all of her lessons the hard way. Playing Star is kind of like playing the 17-year-old version of myself. I've come a little bit further, I've learned a lot of things, but I really was her at a certain point in my life. So I think that's what we have in common, most of all. And we're both white.
Any final words from our cast and our creator here?
Thank you for coming out tonight.
Thank you, guys.
we really.
Thank you, Outfest, for having us. It was so much fun. Thank you guys again. It was really special. Thank you.
Thank you very much.